the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we here. What's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC in the building. What's going on? Shout out to Duke Alex. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Wicked Scorpion. Frankie Shy. Dre the General. What's going on? Shout out to Martavius. Shout out to who else we got up in here? Shout out to PPR, what's going on? Shout out to Caleb, what's popping with your man? Appreciate you tuning in. Frankie Shy, Kid Frankie, Demetrius, Martavius, what's going on with you? Appreciate you. Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. June Sports, Corey 2S, what's going on? Nemesis, what's popping with you? Who else we got up in here? Shout out to who else we got up in the piece? Shout out to Scales Fitness, Clever, what's going on? Jay Bird got game. My dude, Coach Justin in the building, what's going on? Cold Bow, what's going on with you? Appreciate you tuning in. David, what's good? Dun John Boy, what's popping with you? Omar Gray is in the building. Limitless is in the building. Monogamous Player is in the building. Amon Poems is in the building. My dude Cambo is in the building. What's popping with you, man? Art 211, what's going on? So people were sending me this video of Patrick Bet David. And it was like, yo, man, you got to do a response to this. And I just saw this before I posted up the thumbnail on the YouTube. So I just watched it earlier and I was like, God damn. And shout out to Patrick Bet David, because I was actually on the show that he had with Adam Sosnick. Shout out to him too. So they had me on their show when they had that, when they was doing the stuff at the Valuetainment building. So shout out to him. But we got to definitely talk about what he was talking about in this, video. And what I want to say to a lot of you guys out there on the internet, when it comes to dating, relationships, understanding this game, right? I say this respectfully, you got to leave it to the experts. You gotta, listen, do you know how easy it would be just to hit me up and say, hey, Locario, you understand? I know you got all this game. Come on my show and let's talk about this dating thing. Hey, Locario, I know you got all this game. How about you be a guest on my show and talk about this dating stuff, right? Because see, listen, guys, if, you'll never see me do a video about, how to like stay in shape and be the best fitness guy and all that. I'm not going to talk about how many calories you should be eating, what you should be lifting. If I wanted to talk about that and to help you guys get in shape, what I would do is I would invite a fitness trainer on here and I would interview him and then he would tell you all the shit because he's the expert. You see what I'm saying? So this is no shot at Patrick Bet David. But what I'm saying is that I see a lot of people who are not experts in the field and they just want to talk about this dating stuff, because this is the thing. When it comes to dating and relationships, everyone thinks they know how this game goes. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody thinks they know. But the thing is that most people don't. You feel what I mean? But before we get into all of that, though, make sure that you guys go to CunninghamElements.com. Go to CunninghamElements.com. Get the soap. Get the parfum. Go to CunninghamElements.com and step up your game. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com and get what men wish they knew about women, hidden gems about dating you don't know but should. Also, make sure you guys get on this online dating consultation ASAP. Schedule a consultation with myself in April so that you guys can step up your game. You feel what I'm saying? So you can make sure that you guys do that. Get that shit cracking and get it going. I also make sure that you guys go get the Massive Game Collection. This is a bunch of my products in one for one low price. Also, make sure you guys go get Master the Vetting Process. I'm telling you, y'all need to get Master the Vetting Process because I'm going to be talking about this, a little later in today's show when I'm critiquing the Patrick Bet David video, because vetting is very, very important. And the reason why a lot of guys might have issues in their relationships, why they might be doing things that they shouldn't be doing, is because they're not vetting. So make sure you guys go get Master the Vetting Process, how to succeed in casual and long-term relationships. You feel what I'm saying? Also get How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day ebook, audiobook, Looks Don't Matter ebook, Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less, and all the other stuff on shoplocario.com. Make sure you guys also go to masculineidentitymembership.com to join the Masculine Identity Membership with Miles, so you guys can get on the Zoom calls with Miles every Monday. And also make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials. And last but not least, make sure that you guys go to right here and get up on this Patreon. Patreon.com/Mr. Locario. Only $10 a month, and you get 4 shows, $10 a month. We spit heavy game. We talk about current events. Me and Miles Miles and I, we just recorded the new one. I'm going to post that up after this show, so that'll be posted up by the end of the night. But make sure you guys join the Patreon. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure that you guys do that and get that cracking so that you guys can get this going. I'm telling y'all, the Bad Boy Show is so fire. I'm telling y'all are missing a lot of game because there's certain things we say on the Bad Boy Show that we don't say on YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to get to Patreon to check that out. And it's only $10 a month. That's it. All of you should be on Patreon right now. And there's hundreds, I think at this point, hundreds of podcasts. So you guys can check out the new stuff. Let's go into the archives, and there's plenty of game on there. All right. So now let's jump into this. We're about to jump into this. We're going to be talking about, are Gen Z men, not dating? Is this an issue for the Gen Z guys? Because a lot of times people be saying that, the dating game sucks. It's rigged. Nobody likes anybody anymore. These guys are crying because they can't get shit cracking. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'm going to bring up this video, and this video is from Patrick Bet David. And, we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about what's going on in this video. Hold on. Let me do this like that. And then let me blow up this a little bit like this so that we can get that going. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, start it, stop it. We're going to make that happen. And oh yeah, let me make sure that we get the phone lines open. You feel what I'm saying? So the phone lines are opening up. And if you guys want to call up, the calling number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your questions. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you make that happen. All right. So let's jump into this and let's see what's going down. So this video is called Why 60% of Gen Z Men Are Not Dating. All right, so let's go into this.
So there's a massive epidemic going on with young men, Gen Z specifically. 60% of them under 30 are not even dating. By the way, 62% of them are not even wanting to date, Gen Z men. This is a high of 2019 when it was 51%. So even though they're getting older, the older they get, they're like, I'm not even interested in dating. Why not? Do you know what the average cost of a date is for Gen Z today when they go out? $205. Who's a...
All right, so far he's saying the average cost for a date is $205. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the thing. What you guys gotta understand is that there's nothing wrong with dating. You understand? And dating is what you make it. And you make it a certain way based on your masculine identity. So if a guy is spending $205 on a first date or a date, right? That's on him. No one's telling him to do this. Do you know you can actually go on free dates? Like you can do a free date. You understand what I'm saying? You can tell a woman to meet you somewhere and you guys take a walk. Go take a walk in the park, have a conversation. That's your free date. You understand? There's some museums you can go to for free. You understand? So you can do free dates if you don't have any money. But if you want to spend a little bit of money, you could, but you don't need to be spending $205. And the thing is a lot of these dates are that way because these guys are taking these women out to dinner. You understand what I'm saying? And you should not be taking women out to dinner for first dates and all that other extra stuff. But let's continue.
Expected to pay for it. Of course, men. Millennials' average cost for dinner is $252. Gen Z is $205. The national average is $189. We need more Gen Z dating because we need more babies, especially with our birth rate dropping. I'm going to share with you, if you're watching this as a young man, same path.
So he's saying we need more Gen Z dating because we need more babies. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what you got to understand about dating is that people are going to date for different reasons. But I think from what he's talking about or his standpoint, he's looking at dating in the sense generally probably to get into a relationship, get married, have kids, so forth and so on, which is fine if a person wants to do that. But dating is not one size fits all. Dating is not the same thing for everyone. Everyone does not have the same goals in dating. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
What can I do to succeed in a market? Because I'm looking for girls. I'm going to give you certain tips that helped me when I was 23. Hopefully it'll help you out as well. So if you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, specifically the 51% of you that consume the content on a weekly basis, but you still haven't subscribed. We're on our way to get to 10 million subscribers. We're less than 3 million subscribers away from getting there. It would mean a lot to us if you take a moment and smash that subscribe button. Having said that, let's get right into it. Okay, crisis by the numbers. We already know 60% of young men are not dating. 62% are not even trying to date, up from 51% compared to just 34% for women. So women are like, no, I want to date. I want to go out there and meet people. Young men are like, no, I'm leaving the marketplace. I don't want to do this.
So of course, women generally going to be like, I want to date, because for a woman to go on a date, right, it doesn't really cost her anything out of her pocket in most cases, right? So what women will say is, well, I got to get dressed and I got to look pretty and all that other stuff, right? That's already a given. The guy also has to get dressed and look good and all that other stuff, right? So women like to use that excuse like, I got to get dressed. No. So, but women will love to go on dates because on the front end, you know, a woman is spending her time to go on the date, but she's not spending the money in general. So of course, more women are going to be like, yeah, let's date. And also more women are like, well, I want to be in a relationship. I want to get a boyfriend. I want to get a husband, so forth and so on. You see what I'm saying? And what happens is that a lot of guys are like, well, I don't want to date, because a lot of guys are going on dates with women who don't like them. So they're going on these dates, they're spending all this money, and then therefore they feel like they're losing out because they're like, why am I spending this money if nothing's happening? You understand what I'm saying? So that's where that dynamic comes from. But let's continue.
Apps like Tinder are heavily skewed towards male users. 76% of Tinder users are men. So guess what? It's like going to a nightclub and it's not ladies' night. You're going to a nightclub and everybody there is a bunch of men at a nightclub. Your options are...
But he's saying that most of the guys on Tinder, most of the people on Tinder are users are men, right? And this is why I tell you guys to get your online dating consultations at shoplocario.com. Why? Because if there's all those guys on there, right? Then what happens is if you're on there, if you don't stand out, you're going to basically be in a sea of dudes. You understand what I'm saying? That the chick will swipe left on and all that other stuff. But then what happens is that most of those guys, that 70-some%, these guys will have no game. So if you have game and you know exactly what to do, then you can make shit happen by getting your online dating consultation, right? And April put the link in the chat. So you guys get your online dating consultation. Go to shoplocario.com so you can step up your online dating game. But let's continue.
Or you want to go to a place where women are there. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Studies suggest roughly 80% of men are rated as below average in attractiveness, leading many to feel inadequate or ignored. You know what's the interesting thing?
Now, you know what I always found funny about that statistic? Because, you know, first of all, I don't really get into too much of the statistics because most of these statistics are goofy and bullshit anyway. But what you got to understand is that, you know, I'm sure you heard this where they said that women will rate like 80% of guys unattractive, right? Now, the reason why women do that is because when a woman is thinking about attractive, women are thinking overall about men in general, right? So then what happens is it makes it to where this narrative that, you know, men like women more than women like men. But what happens is that men are similar in that way as far as seeing women as attractive. But what men would do is they'll separate it into I would fuck her and or this is the girl I would take seriously or I'm actually attracted to. So there's a lot of women that guys will have sex with, but there's not a lot of women that guys would probably look at as wife material or their type. So it balances out the same way. The only reason why you hear this statistic or this thing when it comes to women is because when they're talking about women and them thinking men are unattractive, they're looking at the overall picture when it comes to them dealing with men. But let's continue.
Today I came back from speaking at the school, and there's all these kids in this classroom, and I go up on the board and I write these numbers down. I write 14 and I write 3. I said, can I ask you guys a question? Can anybody tell me what this 14-3 means? One girl's like, that's a date according to a European calendar, and they're going through all this other stuff. I said, let me tell you what this means. I walk into this classroom. There was 14 girls to 3 boys. And I sat there and I'm like, wait a minute, these are great ratios. One of the guys, that's a boy's my son. So I'm like, hey, son, you listen, you got a lot of good options here, right? These are the types of ratios you want. So now if you're watching and saying, how do I put myself in a position to have more options? So when they say 80% of it's attractiveness, all this other stuff, look at some of the most beautiful women in the world. Are they all married to attractive men? Not necessarily. So what did these men have that these girls dated and chose to go with them? There's a reason for that. We're going to talk about that. So now, biggest dating fears. Pervasive fear of being perceived as creepy or toxic. Oh my God, you're too much. This is too much. This is too pushy. So approach anxiety, a growing fear of being viewed as disrespectful, intrusive, or contributing to toxic masculinity.
So what happens is, and this is because of the rise of social media, if you go on TikTok, you'll find a lot of women complaining about men and, oh, these guys, they're creepy, they're weird, we're decentering men. These guys are toxic, they're misogynist, blah, blah, blah. I don't want guys to approach me, so forth and so on. So what happens is you have a lot of guys who have no experience looking at all this stuff on social media and getting their information from seeing all these women complaining about guys, right? So then the Gen Z dude or the younger guy, he's like, man, I'm not going to approach these girls. This is some bullshit. Or I'm too scared because I don't want to have an issue and so forth and so on. Right. But this is why it's important to have game so that you're not one of these guys who are fooled by what they're hearing on the internet when it comes to relationships and guys who are fooled by hearing women complain about dating. But let's continue.
Has caused many young men to stop approaching women in real life, which, by the way, young men, if you're listening to this, you're creating this imagination. This doesn't exist. By the way, this has been around for a long time. You know what the hardest thing is today? There was a video the other day with Charlize Theron, an actress that's been in a lot of different movies, Devil's Advocate, a lot of different movies. This is supposed to be one of the most beautiful women in the world. I think she was also in that movie with Golfin, Legends of Bagger Vance with Matt Damon, if I'm not mistaken. Can you verify this? The girl's asking her, so how many men approach you? She says, you'd be amazed. Nobody. It's like, wait, what? You're this beautiful. No one's approaching me. Why not? I don't know. They're scared. Guys are scared. So you really think if 34% of women are out there that are off the market, but 61%, maybe men are just giving up and they're getting a little bit scared. Because the reality of it is women, the right ones, want you to approach them. And a lot of guys are getting out of the market. This is kind of like when 2008 happened. You know what happened?
Well, this is the thing. You got to understand that nobody's getting out of anything. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's getting out of anything. Meaning people are like, oh, this dating market and all this other nonsense. Nobody's getting out of anything. What it is you have people who are on the sidelines complaining, right? But they're still doing things, or they're avoiding doing things at the moment, but they're going to jump back into it, right? So you might have, for example, a guy that's like, oh, I'm sick of dating. I'm done with this. And then 3 weeks later, he's back on the apps, or he's trying to holler at some chick, right? You have a woman, oh, I'm tired of this dating stuff and these guys suck. And then she's like, I'm going to be celibate. I'm not dating anymore. And in a month and a half, you see her going back on the apps dating. So people's frustration just makes them stop for a second or step away, but they're going to always come back. Why? Because it's natural for you to want to make things happen when it comes to dating, meeting someone, getting sexual, getting into a relationship, all that other shit. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
The realtors overnight, we had some 600,000 realtors in America in 2006, 2007. Overnight, 40% didn't renew their licenses. 240,000 left the real estate industry because it was so difficult. So it's like, oh my God, it's so hard to be in real estate. Yes, but if you're good, the market's going to come back to you and have an option because you have more homeowners that are looking for fewer realtors. So you can look at that as an edge. Now let's look at this because some of this is valid. Some young men are really going through it. As a matter of fact, what's so funny about this topic is this was the conversation we were having this last Saturday night when we're out with the family. It was about dating with my 14-year-old, 12-year-old, and my family was sitting there. We're going through it. Barriers to dating. Survey shows that the biggest barrier to Gen Z dating is not having money. 52% of survey agree. Watch this. Not enough time because of career education priorities. So I'm so busy. I'm just trying to get my career going.
So that's called cope. And a person's like, oh, I'm too busy. I can't date. I'm trying to get my career going and all this. That's all cope. You understand what I'm saying? If a person, anybody, man or woman, you understand what I'm saying? It meets somebody that they're actually interested in seeing, they will find time. They were like, oh, I'm working from 9 to 5. I will meet this person at 6 p.m. You understand what I'm saying? So all of that is just basically cope type shit. But let's continue.
Going to school. I don't have the time today. Great.
Let me
men agree.
Let me take this call real quick. 732 is popping. Who this?
Yeah, what's going on? This is Alex from Jersey. 26.
Alex, what's going on? Did you donate?
Yes, I donated to PayPal.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, so that video was real interesting to me because as soon as I heard it, I was like, I gotta call in. So his definition of approach anxiety and like what to his point, what Gen Z kids are afraid of when it comes to talking to women is really just incompatibility, right? But it really starts within themselves, within the young men, because they don't really know themselves, right? And when they don't really know themselves, it's like it's more awkward to kind of just, get the ball rolling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like a lot of these young kids that they're like, fuck it, man, I don't even want to do it because it's their ego. And the one thing that you guys said on your last episode that was that really stood out to me was when you guys said, you said most guys' problems is that they take girls too seriously, right? And I feel like that stems from, basically that grows into this big insecurity and this big fear that if I go up to a woman and I say hello, she's going to call me a creep and she's going to run away or call the cops or some shit.
Right.
Or I'll get a drink thrown in my face. You know what I'm saying? And then if I can take it another step further, guys think that if they're sexual with a woman, they think that they're being a creep. And that's where you have guys who go out on dates and the girl doesn't really know what their intentions are. And again, the last time I called in the show, I spoke on being Mr. Right now and being Mr. Right. So they present Mr. Right And then on the date, they want to be Mr. Right Now. They want to do the switch up.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, they get salty when the girl says, "Oh no, we could be friends or we can hang out." And then I think it was on yesterday's show you did with Steve on that clip. The guy said, "Oh no, I'm not paying for the date because we ain't smashing."
Right.
Well, I mean, exactly. Well, if you had been Mr. Right Now and let her know, and listen, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have a really good time, and then we're gonna smash after. You see, she would have said no up front, but at least she knows exactly what you want.
Right. And then he wouldn't have to wasted $100 some on the dinner. You see what I'm saying? And then he would have been good. But see that comes with having game. But you know, unfortunately, a lot of these dudes out here don't have game. So what they do is they try to different tricks, manipulation, different tactics in order to make things happen with women. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why you guys say 25 women a day because 25 women a day, you get it out your system that saying hi to a woman, saying how you're doing, starting a conversation is nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, exactly. So now when you're able to have a conversation, now you can be able to flirt within the conversation when you first meet a woman, and now she knows where you lie. Now she knows what exactly it is you want to go down in the situation, and then things could go on from there. Like you don't have to waste your time.
Right. Nah, that's real talk. That's real talk, man. But yo, man, I appreciate the call, fam. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
For sure.
All right, appreciate you, man. All right, so guys, call in 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. All right, so let's continue this.
Woman agree. Blue is men. Don't want to commit long-term, so they're afraid of long-term commitment, okay? Bad dating experience in the past. You know who's had it? Every single one of us. Either you were the bad experience or the girl was the bad experience, but we've all been part of that experience. Most of us lack confidence. I'm worried. I don't have the confidence. We can work on this. Not enough money for dating activities. We can also work on that, which we'll talk.
So now what you got to understand about all this, what he's talking about is these are what the excuses or the things people are saying as to why they don't want to date or they're sick of it or whatever it is like that. What you got to understand is that the average person, and when we're talking about men specifically, the average guy, right? What he wants a really exciting, awesome dating life without having to put in the work to get the things going. And so what happens is that he puts himself out there, and because he doesn't have game, he's going to get the result. He's going to get the results of a guy who doesn't have game. And when you get the results of a guy who doesn't have game, it becomes frustrated because what happens is that you don't know that you are doing the wrong things. You don't know how women are viewing you and perceiving you. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know how to actually move and shake any situations to understand how to interact with a woman who's attracted to you, how to figure out if a woman's not really feeling you. You don't know how to navigate to make things happen in the way you want it to happen. This is why game is important, because when you don't have game, you're going to assume or think there's something wrong with the other person. Right? And that goes for men and women. So when a man doesn't have game, he thinks, oh, all these women are fucked up. When a woman doesn't have game, oh, all these men are fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? But they don't realize that they're the problem. Let's continue.
Talk about it here in a minute. So when we go lower and we're looking at the dating cost, it leads us to this, okay? Dating, marriage, skills, gap. Desire and attitude are not the problem. They want to build connections that explore a long-term partner. This is young men. Young adults need dating skills. Lack of experience, social and emotional confidence, stretch, develop social skills, struggle to express interest in dating partner, struggle.
I hate that he's saying partner, but you know how that goes.
Struggle to communicate on a date. Less than 4 in 10, 37% said they trusted their judgment when it comes to choosing a dating partner. There's a book I read, which my assistant many, many years ago told me about. I said, listen, I just made a decision. I'm never getting married. I enjoy my own company. She says, yeah, whatever. I said, no, I'm telling you, I'll go to movies by myself. I'll go to dinner by myself. I enjoy my own company. She says, before you decide to be single the rest of your life, this morning I was listening to this Christian radio channel, and this guy was talking about a book called 101 Questions to Ask Before You Get Engaged. So
that's funny. 101 questions to ask before you get engaged. Okay, let's continue.
Oh, she says, you should go buy it. So I'll buy the book. It sits on my desk. I do nothing with it. I'm thinking, I don't have time to go through a book. I open it up. It's literally a question and an answer. You write the answer. It's blank. So I went and started answering all the questions. Some of the questions were not important. I think 54 of them were important to me. By the time it was done, I was like, all this time I thought I knew what I was looking for a woman. I was looking for this. That's crazy. And then I wrote out exactly what I wanted her to look like physically, literally, height, personality, temperament, because I wanted to see how she was going to be with my kids. My personality is here. I can't date a girl like this. When I did, we almost killed each other. It was like World War III. So I had to kind of find a way for temperament, right? I'm thinking family, kids, long term. And when my wife and I went on our first date, you know what I told her? I said, I'm not here to hook up with you. I said, I'm looking for a wife. I took her.
All right, so guys, when you're on the first date with a woman, right? Do not tell her that you're looking for a wife. Here's what I'm saying. Do not tell her that you are looking for a wife. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is that if you're on a first date with a woman and you're telling her you're looking for a wife, right? On one end, she just might think you're fucking crazy and weird, and that's already, she's going to fall back because, you know, most women, when they're on a first date with you, they're not looking at you in the sense of that at that point. And she's gonna basically be like, okay, this guy, he might be a little needy and clingy because we just met and you're telling me you're looking for a wife. Like, why are you telling me this? Right? They're gonna think you're desperate. And so that's going to make a woman see you as less attractive. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna make a woman see you as less attractive. Now, there's nothing wrong with a guy saying, you know what, if I meet the right woman, right, I will get married and that will be the thing. But there's no point in telling a woman on the first date that you're looking for a wife, because if you end up dating or interacting with a woman who is looking for a husband, or she sees you as the type of person that she says, you know what? Oh, he's looking for a wife. Okay, so I'm going to do and say the things and act as if, you know, I am that wife to him so he can wife me up. Right? You don't want that type of energy coming back to you. But let's continue.
To Borders. I bought the book for her, 101 questions to ask before you get engaged. I said, if this freaks you out, I'm super comfortable with that. If you're just thinking I want to go out and have fun, that's not this guy. There's plenty of guys out there. I managed the expectations right there. And I made sure she knew I'm okay if I lose her. Too many times, if you're kind of like, well, but what if I lose her? That's a turnoff. No, this is my standards.
And see, this is the thing. What he's saying on this end, I agree with. Like, I don't care if I lose a chick and I have particular standards. The problem, though, is that when your standards are, I'm jumping into a situation looking for a wife, you got to ask yourself, why are your standards where you're jumping into a situation looking for a wife? You understand what I'm saying? Because even if you are looking for a wife, you should say, well, wait a second, I'm going to need to spend some time vetting a woman. This is why I tell you guys to go to shoplocario.com to check out the program, Master the Vetting Process. To vet a woman to see if there is high interest there and if she's cooperative over an extended period of time. But let's continue.
This is what I'm looking forward to. This is what I'm going to do with my life. If you value that, let's go. If not, I totally get it. If your approach isn't that way and the girl's looking at you saying, why is this guy so insecure about his position and his situation, where he's at, this is where I'm at, this is what I want to do in my life. And remember, that wasn't the case with me in 2002 when I was 24 years old, 23 years old. I was, oh my God, I got to get this. But I had to shift my mindset because I had to increase my what? What was the confidence here? Somewhere it says confidence. I had to increase this. So when it says 37% questioning their judgment, why? Because you're second guessing yourself. You don't believe in what you're doing now. Decision making with the business is the same exact way. Raising your kids is the same exact way. You're like, you know what? I don't know if I'm right 100%, but this is what we're going to be doing. At least I'm leading to people I'm working with. So stay with me here. because I got some notes I wrote on the side that I want to go through with you as well. So I want you to think about a couple things here. Remember I told you the Charlize Theron story? Remember I told you? Which is like, boys are not approaching me. Okay. So guys don't talk to her. Is it on her that guys are not talking to her? Is she too, masculine? And guys don't want masculine girls. So maybe it's unattractive that you're too masculine. So some of the ladies watching this, I'm a girl boss. I'm a this. I'm a that. The other day I was watching a podcast with Joe Button.
I learned a lot about women. I think
she's the problem. Maybe it's on the guys that are scared saying, well, she's too pretty. She would never be interested in me. Maybe she would be. Maybe you ought to take the risk. Maybe it's 50-50. Maybe it's 5%. Is it worth taking the risk? Sure. What's the worst thing she's going to say? Not interested. Okay, great. And you move on, right? And then maybe it's, sex is too available. So it's kind of like, well, I don't know about that. I'm just going to go swipe right. And, a couple of our guys, when we're on the road and we're doing interviews, one of our guys, I won't say his name, we're in LA, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to see what the LA market's like. I said, what the hell does this mean? I've been married for 16, 17 years.
And one thing I want to say is a lot of times these guys, if you notice, he keeps saying market, right? And what I notice is that when a lot of guys who are into business and finance and all these other things, right, or just like, math nerds, or a lot of these dudes you see on the internet, notice they always talk about market. He's like the dating market, sexual market value. There's all this market stuff and you notice he's used a lot of statistics and 60% of this and 20% of that and all this other stuff. See, a lot of times these guys are trying to understand the game through charts, pie graphs, looking at things as markets and stuff, because that's how they understand the things that they understand in their businesses and all this other stuff. So they think they can apply it to dating. See, the reason why you can't really apply that to dating is because when it comes to dating is an art. It's not a science. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not this thing where you say, well, if I carry the 2 multiplied by 1 and then I do this, then this is going to come out. No, it's not. That's not how it goes. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of complexities in this. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
In the same relationship since December 29th of 2007. So I'm going to swipe right to see what the LA market looks like. I don't know if you remember this or not. I wasn't. It's actually disappointed. The next, I'm like, that's it? Yes, that's it. So you swiped right and you went and, yeah. So it's because.
Exactly. See, Charlie said, market describes society, but your program is designed by you for you. There is no market because you are one of one. Exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's real talk right there. Let's continue.
I'm so transactional. Why would I flirt with her? I already got what I wanted. So now you may say, Pat, that's not me. I want something serious, fair. Let's talk about that. So what is the purpose of dating somebody? What is the purpose of dating the opposite sex? Is it a fling? Like, I just want to go out there and have fun. Great. So your outcome is different. Go swipe right. If your outcome is this, go learn how to DM. Go improve your DM game.
Go the DM game.
Go improve how to message better. Go improve what emojis to send. Maybe some of you guys send emojis of a certain vegetable, if you know what I'm talking about. That's the wrong approach. Maybe you don't know the emoji game. Maybe you need to get a little bit better in the texting part, right? Because we used to make phone calls, now people are texting. But if this is the world you're solving for, it's a transactional world today. We had to go pursue it. Today's transactional.
So what you got to understand is that all relationships are transactional. You understand what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, today it's all of it has always been transactional. You understand what I'm saying? You're getting something because you're giving something. That's how it works. It's always going to be a transaction. See, a lot of people don't like to talk about it that way because then it takes the quote unquote romance and the specialness out of it, but it's basically a transaction. But let's continue.
Maybe you want to have kids. I want to have kids. I don't really care who the wife is. I just want to have kids. Maybe you're lonely and you want some attention. Friday night, you're sick and tired of going to the clubs. You would rather go out with somebody, have a companion conversation. Your day ends, you come to your apartment, you're sitting there watching ESPN Sports Center, and honestly, your girlfriend's become one of these guys on ESPN that you watch every night, or you watch a movie or Netflix or documentary. I just want to talk to somebody. I want to have somebody. Great. That's what you're solving for. Maybe you just want to be cool, right? And you're kind of like, man, I got a girlfriend, buddy. Look at her. She's a little hottie because I'm cool. I got a girl. Or maybe you want a spouse. If you're watching this saying, I want a wife, and you want to have a family, you have to be selective. And your approach has to be clear. And even if this turns them off, turns them off. So then this leads me to the last one. What leverage do you have in getting girls to come to you? What's your leverage? Everybody has to have leverage. Everybody. You ever see these Rupert Murdoch or Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, they're dating 28-year-old girls? You think the girl's with them because they have a nice six-pack? You think the girl's with them because they have high energy and they go around?
So now he's going into, he's talking about you need leverage. So you already know where this is going. Exactly. He said, here comes the red pill talk. Y'all already know where this is going. So let's continue.
Running 6 miles every morning. What do you think she's dating him for? Fame and money and access? Maybe. What's your leverage? Is it the fact that you have great connections? That's very valuable. You can get into places others can't. So the girl's going to be like, wow, who is this guy? He's very important. He's able to get into rooms and certain places others don't.
So basically what he's talking about at this point, right? Like I tell you guys before, right? When it comes to, and I talk about this in this book right here, Looks Don't Matter, which you guys should go into shoplocario.com and get this. Right? So I talk about how that there's 5 types of attraction, right? A woman is going to have for a guy, a man, right? So let me show you this real quick so we could just show you guys real quick. So let me take this banner off for a second because I want to show you this. So the 5 types of attraction that a woman has for a man: physical, sexual, behavioral, resource, and friendship, right? Now, sexual attraction is the strongest form of attraction. Now, what he's talking about is that he's talking about more behavioral and let's say resource attraction. Resources meaning that you have certain resources, finances, you have some pull in certain places, you have status and all that other stuff, right? The problem is that when you guys don't understand that you are, dealing with women, is that if she's not sexually attracted to you, all that other shit don't matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? If she's not sexually attracted to you and she's using you for your resources, she don't really like you like that. If she's not sexually attracted to you, but she's with you because, you can get her into this cool spot, this cool nightclub, she don't really like you like that. But let's continue.
Who is this guy, right? Maybe it's your faith. Maybe the girl's like, I really respect this guy, his faith, where he's at. Wow. His faith is above me. So when the other day I was willing to do this, he says, no, God comes before everybody. Wait a minute. He's not as interested in me as God. No. This guy's different. Everybody else would want to just have me drop my panties and then boom, we get to work. And this guy's not, no.
A woman is not going to be like, oh my God, this guy, his faith, unless that woman is of the same faith as him and they're on the same religion and all that other stuff, then maybe. But in general, because what you got to understand is everything he's talking about are things outside of him, outside of the guy. He's not talking about the guy. He's talking about things outside of the guy. You understand? So if it's not about the guy, if it's not about the dude, then you understand what I'm saying? You're not really attracting that woman to who you are. But let's continue.
There's something different about this guy. He's okay with losing me? He's interested, but his standards are higher based on the values. I'm interested in this guy. Maybe it's human nature. Maybe you're good with people. Maybe you're great. Well, maybe you're great with talking to people. You're good at choosing words. And you feel tension. Maybe you feel when you're talking to somebody else and you kind of know, this is not the time to push too hard. This is my opportunity. Here's how I'm going to approach it in a more subtle way. Maybe I'm going to ask the questions instead of being a little bit too direct. Maybe in this situation, I'm going to be direct. All that is part of human nature, right? You see some guys that are so comfortable with girls, human nature. Maybe you're a leader and girls want to be led. The right ones want to be led. Maybe they look at you and they're like, wait a minute, this guy's calm. He knows how to calm me down. I feel very calm around him. There's certain things about his temperament I like, right? Maybe this guy's going places, right? You're not like making all the money.
See, the only thing he said so far that I agree with is leading, because leading is tied to your masculine identity, which is tied to who you are and what you're about. But let's continue.
In the world, maybe you're making 30 grand a year right now, 50 grand a year, 60 grand. But she knows you're going places when you talk to her. You're like, oh, there's a certain level of seriousness about this guy. Certain level, not all the time, but they want to see a little bit of seriousness with you. Whoa, this guy's serious. And if she is also in a place that is looking for the same thing as you, if you're in the market talking to girls that want this, or just want this, or just want this, you're wasting your time. If you're in the market for this and this, you have to also go talk to girls that are only looking for this and this. You're wasting your time talking to people that are not.
So basically, he was saying that if you want a wife and kids and, family and all that, then you're wasting time talking to women who, just want flings and all that other stuff, right? Now, that's actually false. Because what happens is that if you meet a woman, let's say you meet a woman and you are attracted to her sexually, so you would have sex with her. And she's just like, you know what? I'm just trying to have sex. I'm not trying to do anything too serious. Then you guys have sex, and then you guys have some more sex, and you guys have some more sex. And then all of a sudden, she's like, I really like you. She likes you. You start liking her. This could end up being your fucking wife. You understand? So the problem is that a lot of people, when it comes to relationships, what they do is they go into situations saying, oh, well, I'm looking for a husband. I'm looking for a wife. Are you looking for a husband and a wife? Oh, you're not? Okay, I don't want to talk to you. You understand what I'm saying? See, the issue is this. People come to the situations with their ideas of what they want first versus seeing if there's chemistry and compatibility in the situation. Right? Because even if you wanted a long-term relationship or, you want a wife, somebody might say, but Locario, it makes sense if you're looking for a wife and, she's, just out here in these streets, then why the fuck would you fuck with her? Right? The issue is that if you're looking for a wife, you still have to take time to vet a woman to see if she is actually wife-like. So you can't just roll up and find a wife. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I had a video years ago where I was talking about how even if you want a girlfriend or a long-term situation, you still have to interact with multiple women, almost like you're damn near a player, right? Because you got to sift through a bunch of different women to find the right chick to see if she's going to be consistent. But let's continue.
What are you doing talking to girls that are not interested in that? So it starts with you as a young man knowing what you're looking for. So now, the other part, sense of humor. Notice there's a contradiction here. Maybe there's an element of seriousness, but maybe you're funny. Maybe you have...
See, and when he's talking about maybe you're funny, that's going to make the girl attracted to you. So what will happen is, and like I showed you earlier where I said the 5 types of attraction: sexual, physical, behavioral, resource, and friendship. So the behavioral attraction is a woman being attracted to you, for example, that you're funny. But just because a woman thinks you're funny doesn't mean that she's sexually attracted to you. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of guys be like, ooh, women like funny guys. Yeah, they like funny guys they want to fuck. They don't just like funny guys. I want you guys to understand this. Women don't just, they don't just like funny guys. See, if you're just a funny guy, you're entertainment to a woman. Women like funny guys that they want to fuck. You understand? So she's like, I want to have sex with him, and it's a bonus that he's funny, right? That's what you see. Sexual attraction is the strongest form of attraction. So what you want to happen is that whether you have all of these other things he's talking about, you might have clout, money, fame, you're funny, all these other things. That's awesome. But sexual attraction has to be first. I'm sexually attracted to him and he's funny. I'm sexually attracted to him and he has money. I'm sexually attracted to him and you see what I'm saying? It has to be sexual attraction in there. If there's no sexual attraction in there, she's using you. She's not feeling you. But let's continue.
A sense of humor. Maybe you have, levity. And just like when they're with you, you make them laugh. And I just love being around him. He is so funny. So maybe phase one of the attraction is not even your physical looks. Maybe it's just your energy being around. It's like, I just really like this guy. And then 3, 6, 12, 18 months later, it's like, you know what? Why aren't you and I dating? Maybe.
So basically, so he's saying you meet a woman, and then a year later after you meet her, you're like, why aren't we dating? Like, meaning like, and this is what I'm assuming he's saying, is that you guys aren't doing anything. You're around her, and then, she thinks you're a funny guy, and you're basically in the friend zone, and you're like, wait a second, why aren't we dating? It's like, no, let's stop that.
We should date. I really like being around you. There's something about you. It may take a little bit of time, right? Maybe it's your intellect. We have a guy here, Connor. When he talks, it's beautiful. He's so smart. Maybe it's your intellect. Maybe it's your knowledge. Maybe you're so well read. Maybe it's like the way you teach or tell a story, like, man, that's incredible, this guy.
And see, all of those things are cool if she's sexually attracted to you. Let's continue.
He knows all this information. Maybe that's your leverage. Maybe you're famous. Maybe you're not. This is a 1% chance you're famous, right? You're a Logan Paul. You're a big YouTuber. You're a big TikToker, and people know who you are. That's a leverage.
So he's saying all these things, and we already see time after time, all of these big stars getting played. Shannon Sharp getting played. You understand what I'm saying? You see all these other celebrities, athletes, or whatever getting played. So all this leverage stuff he's talking about isn't a thing that's going to really make anything happen or pop. Listen to this.
Statics. You have money. Maybe your career is locked in. Your body looks good. You got a nice six-pack, muscles. Maybe you got a nice face. You're good looking.
See, again, all this looks, money, status. You see how it comes right back to the shit. But listen.
Maybe your family is well known. They're powerful. They're fun. They're the pillar of the community. Maybe all of those things are your leverage. So here's a question for you. We're going to make a PDF here right now to get at the end. I want you to score yourself on 0 to 10 on every single one of these guys. And then put a plan and say, which of these areas can I get better in? What can I do to increase my connections? What can I do to increase my human nature? What can I do to get better as a leader? I'm not that funny. Maybe I can be a little bit funnier. Maybe I'm going to always have 5 to 10 jokes in my pocket. That can be a good way to get people laughing. What can I do? Maybe this is a way that the onus becomes on you. Maybe it's really on you, not on the girls.
Listen, Patrick Bet David, if you're watching this, man, you need to invite me to the podcast, fam, because listen, whenever you need somebody to talk about dating, holla at your boy, please.
Maybe men just giving up on dating. Maybe that's a sign that you're allowing the market to make you want to not go out there and date. I'm not a guy that's going to allow my kids and my peers and my nephew and the people like that using that language. So maybe you ought to change your language. I remember I used to be a partner with all the girls, all this. I'm like, I'm done. It's not the girls, it's me. I'm going to increase my market value. Then what happens? Then I got something, which is the bonus, called what? Options. When you have options, you talk to girls in a very different way, and they sense it. When you don't have options, you don't.
Well, that is true, but you actually have to have options. So a lot of guys think they have options, but they don't have options, right? So you may be literally talking to 3-4 women. That don't mean you got options. Those 3 or 4 women could just be talking to you and have no interest in really seeing you, hooking up with you, dating you at all. You understand? So options are a number of different women who you had sex with and are sexually interested in you. You understand? But let's continue.
You know how it is in sales? I had a guy that would always come up and be like, my God, if I close this deal, I'm going to make $50,000. And I'm like, who else are you working on? Nobody. This is it, Pat. I'm like, you don't have a pipeline? No. You seriously don't have a pipeline? No. Do you know the month I asked my wife out and we went on a date, I was talking to 4 different girls? The night before, my wife and I were in Palm Springs together, and she came and wanted.
See, you notice he said I was talking to 4 different girls the night I asked my wife out. He like, and maybe, but listen, I don't know what's going on in his life, but I didn't hear him say he was fucking 4 different girls when he met his wife. You understand what I'm saying? Now, maybe he could have. Maybe he's trying to just keep it clean. I don't know. But if you ain't fucking, you understand what I'm saying? It's like if you ain't fucking, that's not options. But let's continue.
You spent 3 days with me at this business conference and we were not even dating. I had just gone through a bad breakup. The night before I was talking to another girl I liked a lot. But politically, we were on complete opposite sides. Religion, we were on complete opposite sides. And there were certain things that she did that just didn't sit well with me. So there was 4 girls. Every one of these girls had read the 101 questions to ask before you get engaged.
Wait, so he said that all of the women read that 101 questions before you get engaged. So he probably came to all of them on some, hey, I'm looking for a wife. Read this book and tell you, like, what? That's crazy, but let's continue.
But I had options. Can you imagine if I'm just one? What if she says no for the, oh my God, the rest of my life and the rest of my life and the rest of, dude, she's not interested in you. Get over it. She's not. But I'm going to change it. Maybe go do that. Maybe you watch Notebook 200 times and maybe that's going to be your story. And maybe it's not. And maybe she goes find somebody else. Then what do you do? But I'm telling you, in 15 years, she's going to leave the senator and she's going to come to me. Maybe. And I'm not telling you that doesn't exist. But I'll tell you one thing for a fact. If you don't have a lot of options and you don't find a way to increase your market value, you'll be one of these guys here that's talking about the percentages are so bad.
So basically what he's saying is if you don't increase your options, meaning what he's like saying, talking to a lot of different women who might be into you because of all these other things he mentioned earlier that have nothing to do with your masculine identity or them being sexually attracted to you, then you're fucked. But see, the problem is that he doesn't realize is that what he's saying is that he's going to have these guys being fucked because these guys are attracting women not because of who they are, but because of what they may have, the leverage. But let's continue.
And then, by the way, last but not least, what I'll tell you is where you're looking for them. Where are you looking for girls? Because this chart, if you look at these two, how couples met in 1930 versus 2024. In 1930, 22.48% was family, then school, then friends, neighborhood church, bar, restaurant, college, co-workers. Of course, the internet was terrible in the 30s, right? It didn't exist. 2024, what's number one? 61% online.
So in right now, or it says in 2024, but it's 2026, they're saying that the online, a lot of 60% of people are meeting online. So this is why we tell you guys to go to shoplocario.com and step up your online dating game and get an online dating consultation. You understand what I'm saying? Get an online dating consultation. Go to shoplocario.com. But let's continue.
Friends, co-workers, bar, restaurant, family, school, church, neighborhood, college. Do you know what they said is typically the highest percentage of it working out? It's co-workers and friends. Do you know why? Because if I work in a place for 3-4 years, I see her habits, she sees my habits. We now have credit with each other. I know how she handled herself. She saw how I handled myself. And it's like, you know what? Because that's what happened to my wife and I 5.5.
Okay, so now he's going to talk about how him and his wife met. And listen, I'm gonna handle this. I'm gonna handle this respectfully. Okay, I'm gonna handle this very respectfully because Patrick Bet David had me on his Valuetainment show a few years ago. So I'm gonna handle this respectfully and intellectually. But let's continue.
Years we were in the same company. We were always dating somebody else, and then we were both single for 2 weeks. And I said, "Hey." She comes, we go. I said, "What are you looking for in a man?" And she told me. I'm like, she just explained me. I said, "Great." We went downstairs. I had a glass of wine. She had a glass of orange juice. And then 3 days later, I'm driving her home from Palm Springs and I take her home to Van Nuys. Her friends were following us in the back of the car. For 2.5 hours, I'm just probing, asking questions. Monday morning comes, I text her Sunday night. I said, "Meet me at Jerry's Deli tonight." She does. She meets me Monday night at 10:30 at Jerry's Deli. For an hour, she's sitting there asking me, "What's the secret to becoming a great agent? What's the secret to becoming a great agency builder?" I'm like, "You think you're here because I'm teaching you how to?" I said, "You're here." My line. And she told us at dinner 3 nights ago. I said, "I'm here because I think you like me. And I like you too."
Okay. Okay, I told you I was going to handle this respectfully. This is okay. So he said they worked together. They both had people they were seeing. Then they were single for 2 weeks. And then he drove her somewhere for 2 hours, asking her a bunch of questions, right? And then he says, meet me at this spot. So she thinks that they're meeting for business. And he's basically saying, no, I got you here because I like you, and I think you like me, and I want you to know I like you too. But let's continue and see what happens with this story.
And I think we should date. That was my line. How creative as a line was this? Not very creative. She freaks out, gets up, and runs out.
So he says, I think we should date. He says she freaks out and runs away. Guys, this is why you guys got to go to shoplocario.com and get Master the Vetting Process, how to succeed in casual and long-term relationships. But let's continue.
I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, did she really run out? She got, but we're friends, but we're this. I'm like, what are you doing?
Wait, she said, but we're friends. So he invited her out, didn't let her know he was inviting her out because he was interested in her to date. She gets to the place. She thinks they're there for business. He lets her know he wants to date her. She runs away and basically says, but we're friends. All right, let's continue.
So she leaves. I come home. I tell my dad, hey, I'm going to go to Pasadena, Texas, because she's going to her family to visit on Christmas. He says, you can't. You're going to freak her out. I said, I'm going to Texas.
So now he follows her to Texas. And his dad is like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, fuck it, I'm going. But let's continue.
So I'm telling you, don't. I take my dad on MySpace and I show her picture. I said, this is going to be my future wife. He says, everyone's your future wife. I had a lot of, but anyways, like, so I said, no, but this is the one that.
So he said, hey, this is going to be our future. And the pops is like, listen, you say this all the time. This is, so his dad is like, another one is going to be your future wife? Well, let's continue.
He's like, okay, this is the one. You know what ends up happening? I send her a question on MySpace and I say, aside from risk losing our friendship, what other concerns do you have? So I'm isolating the concern.
So he said, aside from us losing the friendship, what other concerns do you have? See, what Patrick Bet-David should have been thinking or should have been concerned with was the fact that she has him in the friend zone. And he's still pursuing the woman who has him in the friend zone. But let's continue.
She responds back. She says, nothing. My only fear is we're going to lose our friendship. Christmas Eve, I'm about.
So wait, she said the only fear is us losing our friendship. Oh yeah, he was definitely wearing her down. That's a fact. He was definitely wearing her down.
To get on a flight. She calls me. We get on a 5.5-hour call together. She comes back home.
Wait, did I hear that they were on a 5.5-hour call? Wait, I must have, hold on. I got to rewind that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm isolating the concern. She responds back. She says, nothing. My only fear is we're going to lose our friendship. Christmas Eve, I'm about to get on a flight. She calls me. We get on a 5.5-hour call together. She comes back home. We go on our first date, December 29, 2007 to P.F. Chang's, and the rest is history. Now we got 4 kids together. So,
oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So essentially, Patrick Bet-David married a woman who had medium interest in him. Respectfully, though. Respectfully. That's it, respectfully. Okay. Respectfully, but let's continue.
You have to also find a way to get out there and put yourself in a market. And by the way, this is once, you know how many of them didn't work? You know how many of them said no? You know how many of them said they're not interested in the guy? Oh, I think you're too strong personality, you're too this. And some of them I was interested in. I was, no, it's too strong. It's okay. It's part of the game. The worst thing you can do is bitch about it and complain about it and join the market that's always saying it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. I'm not part of that community. And if you follow my content, you shouldn't be either. You should make a decision to be part of the minority that goes out there and leads. You should be part of the minority that says, hey, I'm going to go out there and find a way to increase my market value, period. So with that being said,
no, do not try to increase your market value. Don't do it. Listen, Patrick, man, if you're watching this, okay, if you need help, like if you're trying to, have a dating section of your company or something, you need a consultant, you need somebody to come in and teach this game, hit a brother up, man. Hit a brother up, because the thing is that what's going to happen is that you're telling these guys to chase women who might friend zone them and then only deal with them because of the leverage of other things that have nothing to do with who they are. You understand what I'm saying? This is why a lot of times people are so frustrated in their relationships. It's because, especially a lot of these guys, they're attracting women who don't really like them. They may like what they can do for them. The woman doesn't really like him. She just likes that he's there and he's consistent. She doesn't really like him. She just stuck with him because he wore her down. You understand what I'm saying? So again, this is why I said, guys, that, for any of you guys out there who, do content and who are on YouTube and, trying to give dating advice, you gotta leave it to the experts. You gotta leave it to the experts. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. So, listen, man, I gotta wrap this up because I gotta head out in a second. So listen, guys, make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com, go to badboymembership.com. Oh, let me answer some of these questions really quick, because I see that y'all put some questions in here. Let me try to get to these real quick before I head about it. He said, do you think marriage is only beneficial to women and a danger to men, since women can take half of the man's assets in divorce? Not to mention all the laws are on the woman's side, false or true? No. So the thing is, that is only going to be an issue if you're dealing with women who don't like or respect you. So for example, when me and my ex-wife divorced, I didn't have to give her half my shit. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't have to go through all of that craziness. Why? Because she respected me. So we had a conversation. We was like, okay, this is what's going to go down. And that's what it was. So a lot of times the reason why these type of things happen to most guys is because you guys are marrying or getting into relationships with women who don't respect you, who don't actually like you. You understand? It says, I hear you talk about the pros of 25 women a day, but what are the cons? The cons, I mean, there is no cons really. You understand what I'm saying? Because you could, like, the only con I could think of is, let's say, what would be a con of talking to 20? I don't know. That's a good question. I gotta get back to you on that, because I don't even think there's any cons to that, because I feel like it's all uphill with that shit. He said, I heard of something about an older man should date a woman of age at the youngest, half his age plus 7 years. What do you think of that? This is my thing. I personally don't like to, date women that is like way, way, way younger than me. In most cases, like I've dated women who were like in their early 20s and all that other stuff before, but I personally generally just don't like it, because when women are that young, they're still naive and, all that other shit. So what happens is that the way she responds to you in a lot of situations could be weird. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if a grown ass man wants to date a woman who is of legal age, right? So let's say she's really young, like 19, 20, 21 or whatever, and he's in his 40s. I don't give a fuck. Go do what you got to do. As long as it's legal and as long as you are not doing anything crazy, then do it. Fuck it. You understand what I'm saying?
Do it.
Do your thing. This says, can you raise her interest? No. All that can happen is that she can be worn down and settle for you. That's how that works. You understand? And anytime when it seems like the interest, or it seems like it's being raised, it's not the interest is being raised. It's that either you changed or she changed. That's what happens. It says, what if she's looking for a boyfriend and you're looking for chemistry? Do you still stay or leave? What do you mean that you're looking for chemistry? There should be chemistry between you two anyway, no matter who you're talking to and dealing with. When it comes to you dealing with women and trying to make something happen. But the thing is, if a woman is looking for a boyfriend, but I don't know what you mean by chemistry, but let's say you just wanted to hook up or have sex or whatever. Just because she's looking for a boyfriend doesn't mean that y'all can't fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So I smash a lot of chicks who was like, oh, I'm looking for a boyfriend, or on their dating app, oh, I'm looking for long-term serious, I'm looking for my life partner. And then they meet me still and we get it on. It just depends on, if the woman is attracted to you or not. It says, I heard you say in sex should be the first form of attraction, but isn't that putting it on a pedestal? No, it's not about, I'm not putting it anywhere. What I'm saying is that is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. So you're thinking I'm putting it somewhere. I'm not putting it anywhere. What I'm saying is that's what it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's like saying like if I say the fastest form of transportation is a plane versus, walking and taking a bike or taking a car. You understand what I'm saying? So I say the fastest form of transportation is the plane. And you're like, but Locario, why are you putting the plane on the pedestal? I'm not. I'm just telling you what is. You feel what I'm saying? That's it. That is it. You feel what I mean? So that's what that is. But that's pretty much it, guys, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to have a birthday stream. So tomorrow's my birthday. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I'm going to have a little quick birthday stream. You feel what I'm saying? To get that cracking, and I will holler at y'all later. And remember, people, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going them out.
Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.
Get the new audio program, What Men Wish They Knew About Women. Hidden gems about dating you don't know, but should, by Mr. Locario and April MC. Go to shoplocario.com right now to get your copy today.
And then, I had my consultation with April and Locario this past Saturday, which
nice.
And it was funny because I already had dates lined up before the consultation, and then after, it just like within day, like it's just like I haven't even gotten like the new photos they suggested me to get yet, but just like all the game they gave me in that I implemented, it's just like skyrocketed within a day. So it's like
how many matches did you go to?
I went from getting like, I want to say like max 4 matches a day to like 10.
10
you
a
know,
day. Shit.
10 a day. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And so, like, I'm booked 4 weeks out date-wise right now.
Damn.
yeah. yeah. I mean, we know that there could be flakes and shit, but they're getting replaced as time goes on. So
Well, and yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
So yeah, everyone needs to get that shit. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Like, don't.
It's like a mini coaching session.
I'm trying to, bro. It was so April, bro. Like, that is the most gamed up chick alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. like I'm like, how do you know me this well? Like, it's just wild, man. So yeah, shout out to them, man.
Yo, shout out to April and Locario, man. Facts, man.
Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today.
Because Locario, in my opinion, is the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance.